it's time to find out what games you made. And these are the people who you'll be presenting to. We got the club vice president, Dominic Evans, social media manager, Victoria Lee, two professors of MacEwan from the computer science department. We have Dr. Sam Qorbani, and from the design department, John Montague. And then finally, from the industry, from Edmonton Screen, we've got Ronnie Villaneuva. And now, there'll be a short presentation from our sponsors. We are sponsored by Edmonton Screen Industries and from IEEE. And now Ronnie will say a short word about ESIO.
Thank you very much. Hi everyone, I just want to thank you for the last 4 days. I stopped by on Tuesday evening to see the entire arrangement and how everything was set up. It's amazing. I've seen a few game jams and hackathons in my years, and I gotta say, Game Jam Club's thrown an amazing jam this year. Thank you to the team. Just really quickly, I'd love to get a show of hands. Who has heard of Edmonton Screen in the past? Just raise your hand if you have. Awesome. So a little bit more than half the audience here. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but what I will say is you'll see here digital media and technology, film and TV, two sectors that Edmonton Screen focuses on. So what does this actually look like? We consider the creative economy an extremely important part of a growing base here in Edmonton. Film and TV is one area we support, but digital media and technology can be broken down into a few areas, including video games, including XR, including esports actually, so I recently added esports as part of our portfolio. Among others, we have animation, VFX, and a few others that might not be directly related to Game Jam. But for any of you who are graduating soon or are thinking of getting into this industry, definitely visit Edmonton Screen on the digital media and technology section. There are a few programs that may appeal to you when you're ready. Many of the programs we provide are designed for career path and increasing your likelihood of success as you enter the video game and entertainment industries. For anyone who's a little bit more entrepreneurial and is thinking about starting their own studio, get in touch with me. There's a lot of things we can talk about, but there are ways that we also support studio founders and people interested in creating a business or a company of their own. So thanks for organizing this, everyone. I'm very happy that we're able to support it, and I won't judge too hard. So, thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Ronnie. And now Dr. Qorbani will talk about IEEE.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Nathan. First of all, let me put my motivational speaker hat on. Everyone, please stand up. Please stand up, all teams. All teams. Give high five to each other. Give high five, team members, excellent. Give yourself a round of applause for this achievement. Everyone, round of applause. Great, well done. Great achievement. Thank you very much. Take a seat. Excellent. Yes, you have really achieved a big milestone here. So I'm really proud of you. Excellent work, our team, executive team, from a really amazing job they have done. Last year, it was revived by our now graduated student, Harris, and then the torch was picked up by my other students that I'm really proud of you all guys. Thank you very much. So a quick, short and sweet talk about IEEE and why it's important. As you can notice, it is generally known as an electronic and electrical engineer, but computer science is part of that deal. Because guess what? The first game ever came from a computer science lab. So I'm part of that chapter, North American chapter, that we kind of revived our IEEE organization here. Dr. El Sedani and Dr. Shamsuddin will be here at 4 p.m. to kind of give out a certificate for top 3 winner of this. But honestly, it's just a kind of validation other than every one of you are the winner already. So give yourself again a round of applause. Thank you very much. And we'll continue with it.
All right, thank you, Dr. Qorbani. Thank you to all the judges for showing up and to our sponsors. And now, it's time to see what you guys actually made. All right, the first team up, where the stars lead.
There's no love.
Where stars lead. Got slides or just
Yeah, it's right here, right? Yep.
Alright, this is our game. I'm Kyle.
Benjamin.
And I'm Megan.
And is our game Where Stars Lead. So this game is essentially a... You can do this.
Our game is a 3D puzzle platformer. We're trying to incorporate the idea of shifting by shifting between day and night, allowing the user to, or the player, to move platforms when it becomes day, and when it becomes night, the platforms move, and during the day, they stop, allowing for some interesting mechanics and puzzles that the player will find difficult enough.
Okay, so our planning stage initially started. We wanted some kind of time shift involved in our game, right? So how do we make a game with this? So my idea, our idea that we came up with is constellations. You can't really see them in the day, but you can see them in the night. So what if these constellations had an effect on the world around us and shifted the blocks around us in ways that we could solve puzzles?
So in early planning stages, we started with an idea bubble, started with the idea of shifting, and started to kind of plan out. We were thinking of day and night, how would that affect, and landed on the idea of constellations later on. We then later on divvied out tasks on how we wanted to tackle these things by giving like who needs to do art, what needs to be programmed, and what needs to be designed first, so that way we can get a minimum viable prototype to our player. So to begin the process beyond the code, we also needed assets. Instead of looking for some online, we decided to model ours ourselves. Using Blender as our 3D software, Megan and I were focusing on the models and textures. The models are just basic modular pieces that we can put into Unity and then stitch them together to make them level. This way we can have infinite modularity in our level design without being constrained to a bigger level.
So of course, most of our visual development was really focused on creating a smooth shift between the day and the night and the different aspects they could bring to the game, because one of the main mechanics in it is shifting between day and night. So we started off with just blue and orange, and we ended up expanding on to our final concepts.
We also aimed for a very celestial theme because this is all constellation based. So we wanted like lots of gold and dark purples for our theme. There's no slide for like the coding process or like the game mechanics process because this is a puzzle game. We don't want to exactly spoil the mechanics in the game yet, and we really encourage that you play it yourself because the way the levels are designed will assist you and guide you to the answers, guide you to solve the puzzles.
Yeah, so as Kyle said,
Oh,
so we ended up continuing in that direction between day and night, and we really developed the UI, the art direction, and also the game mechanics all together, so it'd be cohesive and making sure every element flows together.
In terms of testing, we had I had two people test, and we were able to better refine the player guidance in our game with more effects. And I believe that is all for our game. All right, you jumping down there?
16, White Lie.
Perfect. Okay. Maybe check the volume to make sure it doesn't pull you using it. Oh, no, we're good. Alright, hi everybody. So this is our game, White Lie. I'm Sam. I was the main, I guess, game designer and writer. And then, here, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Malachi. I was the main programmer.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I did the character art.
I'm Jonathan. I did the level design and helped out a little bit there, here and there.
And I'm Brian. I did the audio and a bit of QA.
Yeah, so when we heard the idea of shifting, we had a couple different ideas. We initially started with the idea of shifting someone's allegiance or changing their mind. And then we kind of combined that with shifting reality. And so the idea behind this game is that if you can convince someone that you can transform into something, then you can do that. So it's mostly a dialogue-based game. I guess you can start up with a little demo. So, I should also note that we used an asset pack, just some free assets that were on itch by, I think it was like, I don't remember, it was Null Space or something. I'd seen this pack before in another game jam and I really liked the aesthetic, and so we were able to make this character who looks kind of out of place. I guess the narrative is that you're just a stranger in a foreign world and you're talking to all these different denizens. So you'll notice that potatoes is highlighted red. So as you talk to characters and you navigate through their dialogue trees, you gather different keywords and then you can use those later to accomplish great things, mostly to transform. But you need these transformations in order to progress through the world. So yeah, now that he has gathered a word, he can go talk to this person and then he can pick one of those words and the person just believes him. And he's become a potato and cross the pit.
Yeah!
No, he can't.
No!
So there's certain words that you need in order to get past certain obstacles. Let's try something else. He's become a fly, and now he can fly. Back into a human. So yeah, not to spoil too much more of the game, there's about 3 areas, 3 different obstacles. But every character has their own interesting personality, and so maybe you can turn into a frog later. But yeah, the game has 4 endings as well. So that's replay value, baby. Yeah, was there anything else anyone else wanted to say? Okay, well, be sure to try out the game. It was a lot of fun to work on, and I hope you all enjoy it.
All right, thank you. And next up we have Fathom, our first solo participant.
I'm Logan, the solo developer of the game Fathom. Fathom is a top-down arcade game where you find yourself on the world's deadliest parkway and you want to try and survive for as long as you can. You want to avoid potholes, deer, birds, and collect as many fuel cans as you can as you go on your way. You can, if a gas canister is out of reach, then you can stretch your car up, but it becomes really tall, and
Got this. You got this. Come on.
Once you're taller, you can also lean farther out, and you can can steer harder and avoid obstacles easier, but watch out for the road signs, as you can hit your head on them. See how far you can go, and try and get the high score. Gonna pull up the game. It needs the other stuff as well. Sorry. This game does require a controller to play. Because the controls are all analog. You just press the right trigger to start moving, and you can make yourself go taller when you use the right stick, and then you steer using the left stick. And as you continue on, more obstacles show up. There are potholes, the road signs, and then there are barriers that show up, as well as deer and birds. The obstacles get more dense as you continue on. You just saw a bird there, another one there. And yeah, my high score in this latest version is 15,000. So if you beat that, let me know. There's a deer there.
Yep.
I hit it, and yeah, when you hit a deer, it goes flying right off. When you hit an obstacle, it drains more fuel than normal, but that's what the gas canisters are for. You want to collect as many as you can to replenish points so that you can continue on.
The deer.
And when you run out of gas, which I probably will eventually, getting pretty low now.
Hit them.
I just ran out of gas. 9,034 then. Question?
Yeah, is that map like procedural or is it the same?
It's random, yeah.
It is random, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's random every time. And then, yeah, your high score saves until you close the game. So you can compare with friends and see who gets the best score, who gets the farthest. You can go off the road, but your fuel depletes really quickly.
Whoa. Just like it usually.
Yeah, so that's Fathom.
All right, the next team is Brass and Bloom.
Okay, everybody. That was louder than I expected. Okay, so this is our game, Brass and Blue. I'm Elias. I'm Berg.
And I'm Will.
I was the developer. I did most of the work in the engine, the coding, developing. Berg was our artist, and then Will did most of the sound design, level design. Anything else that you want to add?
I digitized all of Berg's art as well.
Yeah, so as you can see, the background on this homepage is completely drawn in pencil crayon and digitized. As you will see, that is the entire game. So we're just going to have, well, I should explain the concept. So our game is a 2D platformer. So it is a 2D platformer, and our concept for switching was that each level kind of consists of two different levels, neither of which is completable on its own. But when you hit the shift key, you switch between the two worlds into the same relative location, and then you need to go through both to beat it. So if Berg wants to start playing through. As you see, there's a text box there with controls. He hits shift, it'll kind of switch between the two worlds. So he just wants to, so he can't get through unless he does that. And then you go forward. As you can see, like at this point, there's an obstacle up. And then this is just the tutorial level, so everything's quite simple in this one, straightforward, kind of clear when to switch, where to do it. And then, you done it? Yeah. All right. And then there's those enemies, so you are able to either stomp on their head to kill them, or if they hit you, they'll kill you. It's all one hit, it'll just send you back to the start of the level. At one point, there was 3 hits, but it was way too easy.
You can also switch dimensions to avoid the enemies because they are localized in one of the 2.
And then we're just going to play through the tutorial level. So he's killed that one guy, he goes to the end, it'll take you right to the next one with the different enemies. And then don't keep playing, we don't want to spoil it. It is a puzzle game, so there's 2 more levels after that, which I would love if you could all try. They're a little harder than that one, that's just a tutorial. And I don't know if there's anything you guys want to add.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, every asset was made by us, so all of the art was drawn by Berg on paper, and all the sound was created by me.
Thank you very much.
All right, and now the next team is Necrocarnicula Versutus. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Brady, I'm the lead programmer.
Hi, I'm Brody. I am music as well as audio.
Hi, I'm Kay. I'm main story writer and some asset design.
Hi, I'm Saint, and I was one of the main artists.
We're Team Karne, and this is Necrocarnicula Versutus. You'll have to bear with me, I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep right now, so it might be all over the place. This is a story-driven horror game. We're going to start off here with the demo, and then we'll have a short presentation talking about our game dev experience. So an unknown infection has begun to spread across the nation. Observe your students closely and report any strange behaviors. Day 1 is essentially a tutorial. It doesn't really tell you what to do, but I will explain it. So you have all these options here, and essentially you have to inspect all your students every single day to see what's going on. So we can examine their heart rate, and this here you just compare with the regular heart rate, and if they're infected it'll be different, but as we can see they match, so they're okay. If they were infected, that would check off, and these checkboxes actually matter towards your final score. There's a speech matching minigame, which I'm going to suck at. Boom. I completed it. They're not infected, and I don't see any shifting flesh on them, and they're not making any noises, so they're okay. This is Andy. Andy's not looking so good. We can check his heart rate, and we can see that it is not normal by any means. This game, the audio doesn't sound great on the speakers. It definitely sounds a lot better with headphones, so if you try it out, definitely try with headphones.
As most horror games do.
There's a lot of very subtle audio with this game to add to the challenge. On the speech, down. Right. Don't want to embarrass myself. Shifting flesh, yeah, he's not looking so good, and you can't hear it, but there are strange noises. So Andy is not doing well. This is the nurse scene. This will tell you how good or bad you are doing throughout. In this next scene, I'm going to purposely do bad so that you can see what happens when you screw up. This is the new scene. This is just for some lore throughout the game. Day number 2, there are 5 days total. This is Ruben. Ruben is doing all right. But I'm going to say he's shifting flesh, and he's not doing so hot. This is going to make your score much worse, and the infection rate is going to go up. Annabella is still doing okay. Let's see, her heart is fine. We can examine her speech.
The difficulty of the memory game goes up with each day, and I believe there are 7 things you need to remember on the last day.
Yeah. This right here, if you're wondering, you can jump in a locker. This is very important for later. But for now, we don't need it. Annabella, I'm gonna just pretend that she's not doing it, just so I can show off what happens. This is Wade. We're gonna pretend Wade is sick, just for time's sake. You can see that your infection status has gone up. These injections, you get 2, and they are the only way to prevent the infection from going on. So I'm going to take one. And the injections, it's kind of randomized, so they can help you a lot, but there's also a really good chance that it does absolutely nothing. So that's the challenge of the game. More lore here. I'm going to do one playthrough. There we go.
There we go. And this is why the locker's important.
Guys, this is the hardest mini game I made. I'm dying.
Keep your mouse in the middle for a solid minute straight to control your character's breathing.
No!
The jump scare is quite loud this time.
I didn't want to spoil that.
A bit late.
So, because you got caught, there's a 1 in 10 chance that happens on day 3. There's a 3 in 10 chance it happens on day 4, and there's a 50% chance it happens on day 5. This is the secret ending. There are 3 endings total. You'll have to play through on your own to see what the other endings are.
And the good ending is probably one of the hardest ones to get.
Getting the good ending is not
It's very difficult.
This life is fleeting. It's not a matter of if it will end, but when it will end. Hold your loved ones close. You never know what tomorrow will bring. Perhaps a flesh-eating virus. Continue. This is secret ending.
There's no one in the mirror in the center.
So sorry to spoil that. Come to the title card. That's one run through. There are 5 days total. If you make it to day 5, there are 2 endings, but that was the secret ending that has a random chance of happening. I'm gonna switch it over now to Here's our, this will be kind of documenting how we went about this.
How we did this. That's our nurse guy, Rowan. He's doing fine.
So if you play with headphones, you will hear this very disgusting noise when someone is infected, and this is how we made it.
It's really good.
On the programming side of things, this is kind of how I broke down every day. Not having any assets on the first day was really difficult, so I just worked on the structure of how scenes would be loaded and unloaded. I made kind of some story beats, the prologue and the credit scene. On the second day, I made that heart rate mini game that you saw. I added the students and sound effects. I completed all the mini games yet this morning. Did retextures, audio effects, student text, all that lovely stuff on day 3, and was up at 7 o'clock this morning to finish polishing the game.
So the story aspect of this was meant to be like a lot bigger than we ended up being able to get it. So it was mainly inspired by a lot of like horror things and somewhat visual novels as well. And the game Papers, Please, because you're going through it every day. It's like a job simulator. So the entire point is you are a nurse. Now, stop me if this sounds familiar, but in the early 2020s, checking students for infection in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. So your task is to follow them over the course of those 5 days and, you know, make sure no one is too badly infected with any diseases. A lot The story was like kind of bigger behind the scenes. As you can see, there were 23 pages of script that kind of didn't really make it in. But the two endings were a thing from the start because we were focusing on like narrative shifting and perspective shifting based on how well or how badly you did in the game.
So I was in charge of doing all the music as well as audio for like sound effects. I used a lot of Foley for this project. The chicken and pasta as an example. And then I use Logic for my program of choice. I find it very easy and quick to work in. I did tons of MIDI manipulation, automation, pitch manipulation, sampling, a lot of EQing. I had to make different versions of audio for if someone's infected. I had to make different versions of actually our theme song, which are showcased in the good ending and the bad ending, using different things such as multiple different plugins, Moogs, which is great, and these are just some of the inspirations that I pulled from for when I was creating the music.
I can't see it. I have really bad vision. But I did make the designs of each character. I made like basic character prototypes of students that you would see in high school or just common high school media. And I had to also talk with Kay on making like an infected student type of situation. There was going to be a stage 3 of like infection when like it kind of took over, but didn't make it, so it's whatever. And I was also designing and planning all the scenes. So the bathroom scene, the nurse office, and the mini games technically were their own scenes. And I kind of, with the blue background, little doodles, I kind of just doodled out how the mini games would look like, very basic and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So we scrapped a lot of things. Like Kay said, it was going to be very story heavy, and there was just a lot more behind the scenes, like when making it, rather than actually making it. We did want more characters. High school has a lot of characters, and we did want more of a player important sort of storyline where if you mess up, it does really affect you. There was going to be more mini games, and there was going to be like branches of dialogue that we wanted to sort of help the player feel more connected with each student. And yeah, more things with the infection, like how did it start, or how we even got this job in the first place. Yeah, it was more of like, do we want to care about the story versus do we just care about our job type of thing, as we wanted to make it that the player is not the nurse, and I guess spoiler, but we were actually the virus, and yeah, that was basically it for what we wanted to add, but we just couldn't.
So I think in each individual aspect we took away quite a bit from it. In the story aspect, it was mainly just like to tone down the creeping of scope and stuff like that.
I basically got to learn to work more with my digital audio workspace, learning how to manipulate audio more, which I have some experience in through classwork here. I got more of it.
I think for me, most I took away is like you really like each button is its own like asset, and I just learned what an asset was, most probably. So, and also just to like actually space things out and like don't overexhaust yourself, basically.
For me, my biggest takeaway was developing a narrative-based game. I'm really used to making very repetitive type games. So this was a first for me, putting together dialogue, all the things that make a character in a game was a lot of fun to do. And there was quite a few niche things in Godot that I'd never used before, like audio buses, which was used to make that heart monitor that you saw there. Yeah, that was incredible.
Sorry. So so from shifting, we kind of just like had to think of what words we related to shifting, just because it was such a broad word. We came up with 3, and from there we kind of got shifting narratives, shifting perspective, and which was our main element, which was shifting flesh. And then from that, we got our kind of basic idea and then started to bring up random video games that inspired us in the first place.
There were supposed to be questions, but just have the terrible doodle of the nurse.
Yeah? What did you guys have the most fun implementing? Like, what was the... Because sometimes when you do this, you hit something, you're like, yeah, that was awesome. What was that for each of you?
Probably for me, drawing the asset for the monster jump scare, because that thing looks really weird and I love it.
I liked making different versions of our main theme. I got to use some of the weirdest sounds I've compiled over the years. Like a baritone sax going through a tube, going through 2 amplifiers.
I think for me, I've never drawn backgrounds before, so this was kind of my first time. And also playing around with like lighting and overlays and like drawing programs.
For me, it was implementing the jump scare. I thought that was a lot of fun to do.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, well, that was scary.
Hello. I'm Finn. I did most of the coding for the game that they are. He also wrote much of the code and did all our audio. This is our game, Saucies Sunset Drive. When we heard the theme shifting, we both had the first immediate thought, shifting gears, car. So we immediately made it. I thought, let's make something with a car. Move between lanes, shifting gears, timing things correctly. So we made a pretty simple kind of infinite runner sort of deal where you have to avoid obstacles and shift your gears as you speed up. So go to the demo layout. So you'll notice in the corner there, we've got a little speedometer thing. When you get too fast, you have to click shift to shift it up to the next gear, otherwise you'll backfire and lose some health. There's some health up in the top corner. Your goal is to simply just go as far as possible while avoiding the obstacles and shifting gears in time. So we'll see how far you guys can get here.
So probably not that far.
We did have some fun with the colliders just not working in Unity. So we had to go through and basically hard code our collision, which took a lot of time. We did a couple of features we want to implement more things around speed, but due to having to take too much time to fix that kind of issue, we ended up not having time to implement that. So currently it's just the avoid, see how far you can get. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh my god.
All right, and next up we have In Between. You good? Yeah. You know the stairs over there?
Hello, so I am James. I'm the solo dev of the game In Between. This is very prototype stage, but basically my take on the shifting theme was shifting dimensions, as in 2D to 3D. And I jumped too high, but these unique platforms, that isn't working that great, will be unique to each dimension. So in 3D, these green ones are the ones you can stand on, and the red ones you'll fall through. And you can swap to two-dimensional. You'll have a different set of platforms to utilize. It seems that I have the physics interaction based on frame rate, so this is performing very differently on different devices. So you can have fun with the physics there. But yeah, this is just a very short demo. Yeah, that's kind of everything I have. Your controls accessible through there. You can use them to level and with the game. Any questions? Yes?
How did you make it shift between the two different perspectives and then get the platforms to change with it?
So, it's actually just a shift in camera. I have two cameras, one attached to the player as a third dimension. So it has it angled down, but you can see that the character is still very three-dimensional. It's just in an orthographic view. Any questions? No? Okay.
Next we have Uproot.
A lot of people. Slides first, please. Whoa, there it is. All right, this is our game. It's titled Uproot, developed by Austin. We got Fox, we got Jacob, we got Kieran, and then we have myself, Raymond. Interesting. Yeah, that works. All right, so starting off early, like everybody, we wrote down what could shifting mean. We went through a couple ideas. We thought about shifting perspectives, shifting weapons. We thought about shifting perspectives. And this is going to sound pretty familiar, but we also landed on the idea of a 2D platformer that can shift into a 3D camera angle, something along the lines of Fez or Super Paper Mario. So from there, we were just writing and writing and writing. When we started out pretty big, we started out with the idea that we'd have a full level into a boss fight. The image in the middle top there, that is the, that's the drawing I did for the boss. I'm not the artist, he is. I basically made a lot of concept art, and it's really fun having talented artist friends because I can make random stuff, and it's like, you can make that real, right? So that was a lot of fun for me. But eventually we landed on the idea of an industrial-themed 2D platformer, and I think, yeah, on the image on the bottom left there, that's kind of our inspiration for the title screen. You can see our main character, his name is Berg, and he's looking down at this giant factory where we were hoping that the boss fight would be in there and you would be like shutting it down. You can go to the next slide, please, and thank you. So there's some more concepts I did, some drawings, level layouts for Kieran and Fox to play around with, as well as the first concept for the main character, Fur, and an enemy in the top right. I was also responsible for sound effects and voice acting, so I got Fox to bring over his $1,200 mic setup that he uses for Discord, and I got to play around with it, which included making a big coat fort to reduce the echo of the room to try and make the sound a little clearer. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Oh yeah, then I had some audio clips in there from things I recorded with Fox's crazy microphone. Feel free to play that. Ooh, that was nice. That was really good. That was my Diet Coke can. Oh yeah, it's really quiet. That was supposed to be me running. That's okay. Hey, it's good enough. We can get the mic out of my hands. Oh, there's a whip sound. That was good. think that, oh, that's the stair railing. Jacob and I took the mic setup. What? Okay, well, that one's limited. You don't get to know what it sounds like. But we went to Allard Hall into like the really echoey stairs, and I just like punched the metal hand railing, and it made this really nice like boom. Anyways, I had a lot of fun. You wanna Fox screen, one of you? Actually, you have a microphone. You're good.
Yeah. So with our programming, we divided it into. So we divided it into like two main parts. We focused on sort of like character and like movement, and then like level and actual interaction. So I handled mostly the character controller and all the different abilities we gave him. That included like dash, wall climbing. We wanted to have a couple more, but those got a little scrubbed. And then with our level design, we ended up going with the one on the bottom right here is it's a shot from our first level, and so since it's a platformer, it's all about backtracking back and forth, and I added a lot of verticality, so there was a lot of chance that you fall down, you gotta get back up, and the one thing that we didn't have time to put in, we had enemies implemented, and they would have been like on different platforms, but those did not end up making it, unfortunately.
I focus on like scene transitions between like transitioning from 2D to 3D, which I know to do. I also focused a lot on taking the sprites that he made and actually putting them into working animations based off of user input. So I had to figure out how to do that and make a very messy animation shooting in Unity, which could have been a lot more optimized, but it is what it is. And then also just like taking what he made and then actually putting it onto the character and giving it the hitboxes and the collisions and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, one of our biggest challenges was actually trying to reuse code between the 2D and 3D controllers, but obviously there's a whole other access there. So a lot of the time we would port it over and it would not work right. So there's a lot of tweaking and changing up a bunch of different values, and then especially with the 3D world, I've never worked in 3D, so trying to figure out how to create that in a good scale and then actually work with like meshes and textures and all that, that was real interesting.
That was a lot of fun, I guess. Next slide goes to Austin and Jacob.
We're just gonna, this is a ruined bit, so we're gonna move that out of the way.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob. So I created the art assets for everything. It was my first time working with pixel art. So my main inspiration was Chrono Trigger and all those kind of older, MacEwan X3 and all those type of older pixelated games, as you can see on the left. And it was tough. I wasn't expecting to be making that much pixelated art at one time, but it was very, very fun, and I can't wait to do more, honestly. So as you can see in the main part, we have the main characters, kinda. All of his animations we did, I did like a forward running, a backward running, left, right, dash, hit, dying, wall slide, wall jump, and just a side view and left view angle. And this was a little tedious, because of Raymond's design. I will out him a little bit, because he wanted 2 different arms. So I had to make sure the sprite had different arms, and it was like correct and everything. Yeah, and it's just really cool seeing all of my work put into in-engine, basically. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. And hopefully later I can, make the boss, because the design Raymond had was pretty cool in my opinion. And then we'll give it over to Jacob.
So I made the music for Uproot. Raymond and I recorded a few sounds on day 2, but I was mostly in charge of like getting the main aspect of the music finished. I worked in Cubase. I mainly used just virtual instruments. I had one just sample recording for a reverse crash, or another for the bell rather, and the main idea I had for this was, if any of you have played or know about the Hades soundtrack, there's a There is a soft version and then a hard metal version about halfway through. So my idea was I wanted the 2D version of this song to be the first half, and then on the second half it'd be expansive, a lot more 3D, a lot more wide, a lot more stereo stuff. And they're the same melody, the exact same chords, but in the second half, second half I was able to add a bit more like extensions to the chords, and a lot more stereo. And we're just gonna move on. I'm not gonna play. I'll play. One thing I was very happy with was I found. Okay, never mind. I found. I had this idea of mine for the 3D section. I wanted like this. If any of you played Twilight Princess, that like kind of like bell sound when you go in a dungeon, like boom. And I found a bell. I pitched it down, and it plays in. This is it right here. It plays in the 3D section. Adds a bit more bass. It sounds quite nice. And the main thing I was really happy I was able to do is in this 3D section. Can I zoom in a bit? Wonderful. I panned the lead and this little arpeggio in the back, so it would go from left to right, then it would go back to left, and then back to right. You could see it here like flowing through like as you play it. And then this arpeggio I have it just hard cut left, right, and it was very fun. I hope in my DAW in Cubase it didn't sound as good as I thought it would, but I imagine it sounded better in the game. I'm pretty sure. Nice. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I got a lot more comfortable with Cubase using this, and yeah, this was a lot of fun. I titled the song "Armed and Dangerous" because we play a lot of Marvel Rivals. And yeah, leave that song.
Play the game? If we don't have enough time, it's okay. All right, we will be. Well, I will be playing. I'll be playing the first little bit. You'll be able to see the cutscene that we have in this part.
It's a lot more fun to let Austin play because he's not very good at video games.
I'm just the artist. I'm just the artist. Anything to add, you guys?
We're gonna do this classic YouTube Let's Play style. Yeah, Kieran did a fantastic job adapting my silly little sketches of what I had hoped the level design could look like into something that's actually, you know, something you can jump around in rather than like, oh hey, the stick man goes there, Kieran. Austin did a fantastic job with the sprites. He was working day in, day out. I was bullying him on Discord at like 3 a.m. every day. Just like, I don't know about that one, man. And then, you know, just make him angry for no reason. But we had a lot of fun. Jacob killed it with the music. He would consistently, I was sitting next to him, he consistently like put his headphones on me and just be like, how does this sound? It's like, oh yeah. And yeah, Fox did a fantastic job with the transition that hopefully we can get to if Austin.
My bad.
Yeah, speed it up, buddy. Yeah, it was really cool. We spent the first kind of day and a half working on all of our individual pieces, and then from the second half of that day to the third, it was really exciting being like meshing it all together. It's like baking, I guess. You have all the ingredients, you throw it together, and it was just like, oh, that's real, guys. Holy. I've never done anything like this before. Kieran and Fox, they're in comp sci, so they've had a bit of experience, but for me, I am a math major. I don't get a lot of time to creatively flex. And, oh, there we go. Oh wow, you guys did the music transition really good there. Yeah, so that's the central gimmick there. That's pretty much what we've got so far. So thank you very much.
Alright, good job guys. So sad we couldn't hear the music in the presentation, but that's why the playtesting period's there. We're almost halfway through that. For now, the next submission is shifting sands.
Cool. So I'm alone up here, but I'm not alone in my team. I had two buddies, they just couldn't make it here today to speak about it, so I could, hog the stage myself. But in terms of responsibilities, who made this little thing? My buddy Rowan, or on the Discord he's known as Lorette, he made all the art, the music, so pretty much everything you see visually, that's him. If you think the music's good, add him on the Discord, tell him he did a good job, he'd love that. And then my other buddy Taze, made most of the menus you see here, so these little menus we got here, these are all him. Keybind, rebinds, these do work, I'm not going to rebind it because I like the keys, same with the audio plays, but this is on the web, I think I can show that here. So if you just go to my page here, you can play it. Should work on pretty much everything, and I do encourage you to try it out because I'd love to hear if it's fun or not. Everything you see here is made by us: audio, music, soundtrack, all the art, as I said, done by Rowan. I think I'll just play and give you an impression of what it looks like. I think the sound's working. It's a little quiet. Alright, so the main game idea we had here was kind of the idea of, there we go. Basically sliding towers around with wind, shifting them around. It's a bit of a shader lag there, it looks like that should be gone. There we go. That's just because we're doing the web build and it's the first time running it. Okay. So you can shift your towers around to create kind of dynamic structures and defenses. The mobs themselves are also obviously affected by the wind, which can be pretty handy in stalling or moving them around into more advantageous locations for you. Those sound effects you're hearing now are all mixed in VFXR, just I generated them while I was doing this. I guess I didn't say what I did. I did all the programming, so any of the level design, the actual functionality of towers, setting up the physics. We also do have the select menu does work, so when you press, you can go back or you can just continue straight on. But you'll see here it can get kind of dynamic where you can have to go through a few hoops to create some interesting defenses. The AI will dynamically adjust, so if I block off this route, it'll figure it out. So you'll be like, nope, I'm gonna go down there. So I try to block them over here maybe. Also, there's this functionality, I guess I probably should start with that. You have the ability to basically lock your towers in place and cancel momentum, which is the main way you can set these defenses up. So the whole principle, okay, there we go. That's the last shader you should get. Of the shifting defense. Here. And it also, the game builds as it goes, so I kind of try to train the player through the levels of the different things they can do, oh, here, now you can have a block, and oh, now you have 2 towers, and oh, now you can infect the entire map at once. But as you can see, it can build pretty good, you can get there. Try to block it, they'll also figure that out. Now we're done with those, and we'll introduce a little bit just an extra mechanic, one of my favorites. We got a new tower here, so this one is a little effects. What's interesting about this, I just wanted to show, is that you can actually manually manipulate some projectiles. So we really tried to take this whole wind concept as far as we could. What can you move? How do they adjust? And what kind of puzzles can come with that? one more level I'll show you guys, and you'll have to know the rest yourself. You'll see there are different enemies. Yeah, I lost. I think it's cursed heads are just bad. Like heavier enemies, as you saw there, less affected by winds. I have to make different components and kind of adjust. Just a minute here, sorry.
You can switch batteries after this is over. I'll just waste some time on stage.
Alright, well, you'll have to find the rest yourself.
Give me a
There's a
thumbs
few
up, that's
other
ready.
kind of map mechanics, pushing things around it to say backside to deal damage and some other stuff. What else do I got here? Yeah, I mean, not much else to show about that. Any questions, queries about the process, programming the game? Feel like, yeah.
I guess what was the funniest part of making this?
Shoot my question back at me. It was when I made that tower, that artillery tower, because like when you get it, you can kind of like trick shot it. And I just thought that was the most fun thing ever, just the ability to do this and then grab this guy. Because it was at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not just making a gimmick, I'm making like a mechanic, you know? Doing that, like now we got the skill shots now, right? Like, before it was like, yeah, it's cool to make this like dynamic defense that you can kind of like adjust as you go. And there's a lot of puzzles that can come from that. But now, well, that was a little bit of precision, a little bit of luck. I'm just gonna go bang. He's gonna laugh. Any other questions? Sure.
What is your main expo for the game?
Oh yeah, I guess I put a diagram of like our whiteboard on the Discord just in the general chat just earlier. But basically we started with the process of like, we were thinking shifting and then we were thinking like hourglasses, sand, that kind of vibe. And we wanted to create something more kind of like puzzly, more thinky. So we had this idea of like pushing the enemies around and shifting them around. You were like shifting the map, which brought us to wind, which brought us to moving the enemies, brought us to moving the towers, and from there it's just history. Good ones to make. Anything else? Thanks.
Robbins treasure hunt.
Hello, we are Team Goblins, and our game is called Goblins Treasure Hunt. And there he is. There's a bit of over here. So he's a little guy from another world, and after stealing a bunch of stuff, his house burns down. Because of course it does. And all that remains is the stuff he just stole, and it's this strange magic word. So, of course he eats it. And gets teleported to our world right now. Maybe outside, maybe just outside the game. And after discovering his new world, he wants to start stealing stuff again. So here he is. Right now there's a camera just outside the red area there. If you run in front of him, he gets caught. But if he shapeshifts into, let's say, a cat, we see cats every day, so of course he can just get that. Now he sees a purse. Yes, he sees a purse right in front of the cash register. It's not there, so of course he steals it. And then that was over. That's all. The camera part of the problem. robs a nearby RBC. Team governance. That's supposed to be compliments, but okay. This is the team. I'm Erwin. This is Caitlin. And we have two other people here, but they're invisible right now. And we have Sophia and Riley. And what is our game? We are Goblin, a goblin who came back from a treasure hunt to find their house and belong is burning, and he eats a magic world. And they can shapeshift them, of course. It's a 2D side-scrolling puzzle game. We expected to have more levels, but we're never time. And of course, you shapeshift. That's the team. And one of the uses we use for the theme of shifting is you use the shift key and a number key to transform into any other type of shape-shifting forms. And that's it. That'll be it. Yes. Sorry?
I thought the music was pretty cool. Can you tell me a little bit about that inspiration or anything?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I am the one that did the music. I didn't completely have an inspiration in mind, but I was basically just like doodling around on my iPad and I was like, oh hey, I found a bass line that sounds nice. And then I made a melodic theme and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds nice too. So I mostly formed the song around the bass line. I mostly used like virtual instruments, a drum machine thing. And I used like, you know those like retro sounds from like old video games, like chiptune or whatever. I tried to use some of those synthy sounds. And yeah, I don't know, first experience making music of this kind. I would probably do some things differently, but you know, you make stuff on a crunch. Yeah.
We gave her the idea of Goofy, and she gave us Goofy, so thank you. That'll be it. Thank you so much.
And next up, we have the Blog Chronicles.
Hello? Okay. We are Team Honey Mustard, and we made the game called, what was that? I think the Blog Chronicles. So, I'm Stacy. I did basically all the art, like the sprites, background art, and everything. Alan basically did everything else. Fair warning, we did not test the music or the sounds very much. So,
It seems fine right now, but we have friends. The music was Kevin McLeod. He's my goat. I love him.
Yeah, we were the only two working on this. I think the credits really reflect how things were for both of us, but yeah, we can probably get into it. Yeah. So, this is our main guy. His name's Oopie Goopy. Why is it so zoomed in? Oh my god. So, it's a 2D platform, and we just follow this guy, and we'll see what happens. We added a little crawl mechanic. Alan's beautiful level design's really shining through. He put a bunch of trees around and stuff, and yeah, let's see what goes on, because I low-key did not play this game. The humans kept this world alive, but the Slimians needed to feast. The humans were taking all of their food, causing them to starve. The next portal has opened. So dramatic. So I think one of the main things I learned doing this was probably doing a lot of the background art, and I'm not very used to animating. So I had a lot of fun figuring out how Clip Studio Paint worked for animating. But I enjoyed it. Oh, is this the second level? Oh, Oh, okay. So, I guess, should I explain the story a little bit? So, this takes place 1,000 years after the humans went extinct because the Slimians are actually kind of evil. They kind of killed us all. And the Slimians that killed the humans basically covered it up. They're like, we don't want anyone to know we did this. So we follow Ooby Goopy now in the present day after they all died, and the little tablet that spoke to him in the first level, he is trying to let Ooby Goopy know the truth. So we are basically traveling back through time, so sort of shifting dimensions, shifting back through time sort of thing. Oh shit. That's my bad, sorry. Yeah, we're shifting through time. We wanted to do like a shift in mood. I don't know if you guys noticed the first level, it's very happy looking, very bright. Second level, a bit darker. And then we were gonna plan on making more levels, but so I was gonna show more of the backstory, the story, but yeah. Do you wanna say anything? Yeah, I guess that's our game. Yeah, we both had a lot of fun. What did you learn?
I hate the animation tree in Unity. It's awful.
Yeah, Alan actually did a lot of the heavy lifting. I kind of just sat around and I was like, funny colors. He basically was like dying with the animation tree, making my animations actually look good. And yeah, he did a lot of work. So he basically made the game happen. I kind of just sat there. But yeah, that's our game, the Blob Chronicles.
Oh, I understand your pain. The animation tree is terrible. Crazy conveyors. I'm so proud. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Hi. This is what? We can, do this again. Does this work? Hello. Thanks, works. So this is our game, Crazy Conveyors. We have me, Grayson, on just music, sound design, really, and direction.
I'm Trenton. I kind of just worked with our other game developer, Lyra, to help implement some code and get some of the mechanics working.
And then we have two people who aren't here. We have two artists. We have May and what? Did I get to introduce myself? Yeah. So I might be okay. Sorry.
I'm Lyra. I'm one of the main programmers, and I'm one of two game designers that worked on this game.
And then we have May and John, who are not here, unfortunately, because extenuating circumstances. Okay, let's go through the game. We unfortunately have some.
It's actually looking a lot better than it was before. We made a couple of mistakes. Well, actually, we made tons of mistakes, lots of errors, but this game actually scales with resolution, so when you guys play tested, if anyone downloaded this, you probably saw that it was maybe a little zoomed in when it shouldn't have been. However, this is the game. Our main mechanic here are these conveyor belts, as you can see Grayson working with. They move on beat to the music, and these little icons that hover over the conveyor belts are used to push the items. On the top right there, you see some blueprints. When combining shapes in that specific order on certain conveyor belts, it will create the designated object. So for example,
I'm getting there.
yeah, Grayson's getting there. It's a little bit slow. He's gonna start pushing items onto conveyor belts.
Here we go. Shift between conveyor belts, there's our thing.
Yeah, when we originally thought of shifting, we didn't want to take a super high scope idea where we're gonna have to implement a whole bunch of stuff, so we ended up making just a simple kind of the item shift on conveyor belts.
Oh, yeah, hold on, I gotta get all the same conveyor belt. Yeah, I know, I'm getting there.
So Grayson there combined the right shapes as displayed by the blueprint, but it's a little small. They combined the circle, triangle, and square from left to right, and it created a... He's then going to attempt to assemble the final blueprint, which is the circle, triangle, square, which should complete the level, but we didn't actually end up making a level completion mechanic. So it's, it'll end, but...
This may take a moment. We got the music that is kind of a loop that was kind of rushed together in the pre-version of the studio. If any of you are good at music and can teach me, please do. I really want to learn. Putting my advertisement out there.
Yeah, for sure. What's up? The visual effects? Yeah, we had a lot of placeholder assets that I grabbed on the first day, so like these square circles and triangles. We didn't really have an idea as where we wanted to take this game. Like we could have made them teddy bears, right? Like with a head, arms, and legs. But we just needed something placeholder. Our artist, Sean, didn't exactly get to making something. Like the background as well was just us messing around with a sprite. Eventually, we plan on making it so that these things that combine actually make, you know, like a teddy bear or maybe even a movie or something like that. Yeah, but I just messed around with them in a sprite and I just got something really quickly. But ideally, we would make something. Any more questions? Yes.
For the Mr. Music guy, what digital audio workspace were you using?
FL Studio.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah. It was the free version. We had a mild hiccup where I, instead of exporting it, saved it, and then I closed it on itself because I had saved it. So I couldn't open it to export it anymore.
Oh, yikes.
So that was a fun hiccup. Here we go. We're on the final stretch here.
That's a question.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
What aspect of the game was the hardest to develop?
Sorry?
What aspect of the game was the hardest to develop?
I would say what was hardest would be the transitions where when a tile is pushed onto another conveyor belt, because there was a lot of trouble with moving them between the different parent objects. And so for the animation for that, I had to write a lot of custom code to make sure that the positioning was right.
Okay. As you guys would have seen before, he combined all the right shapes in the right order on that conveyor belt, and it just made the item disappear, but that would be the level 1 condition, ideally.
Yes, this is fine. So we have this is some art that unfortunately it was meant for the tutorial and also the main menu, but it never got the chance to make it in because we ran out of time. So, and I didn't want our artist's hard work to just go down the drain, so we're going to showcase it now. And also it has some of our concepts and ideas. So this was for our main menu and the H page. If you look at the H page, this one is currently up there. We have some concept art for the boss character, which were these. He was supposed to teach you a tutorial, but which would have probably made the game a lot clearer for people who are testing it out. It's a thing. And then we have here some of our concepts of our day one, our thing. So some of our original ideas of trying to do things. Here we have like what the selector tool looks like. It was originally our original 2 conveyor systems. And then this is to add on to someone else's of the artist who can just look at something and take your idea and actually make it something. This is my sketch of this, which was, as you can tell, something, for sure. But, yeah. Alright.
Alright, thank you.
Questions? More questions?
our team is named codename Hamster, and our game is called Dome. So my name is Joseph. I was one of the artists, like 2D sprite artist and an animator for the game.
My name is Midday. I did the 3D modeling for all the 3D assets in the game.
My name is Elias. I was also an artist, mostly dealing with 2D art and UI.
And I'm Lily, and we're also missing Muhammad, who was helped with the AI code. And I did music and programming.
So our concept was that the main character is trapped in this dome experiment. So they're like, our original concepts, we had a lot for narrative and story and how it can incorporate in the gameplay. And though we couldn't really get all of it because, of course, we didn't have enough time. So our game is a survival thriller, arena-based fighting game, and the themes and objects shift between levels. So we have the concepts made by Alyssa, these wonderful color grading maps of the arena. So we have the farm, the forest, and the desert, though we only have the farm and the forest. Yeah, so we have the desert, but no enemies. But the concept is all here. Anything else to add on? No. So the story, it takes place in 21XX, and all world governments have essentially collapsed. The world became overrun by militaries that caused enormous amounts of destruction, nearly exhausting all weaponry. So the only ones well off are those who hoard resources from in like underground bunkers. And the majority are usually homeless, wanderers, usually digging trash, trying to scrape by with everything that's left around the world. And those are the ones that live on the surface. So our protagonist, their name is Ferox. So a scrappy person who lacks control over his own life. So he has lived on the streets for as long as he can remember. He has no memories of any family or a normal life. So one day he is offered food and shelter in exchange for doing some tasks that was offered to them. Or like, you know, kind of a bit coerced into, essentially. So behind the scenes, these are the concepts. So Alyssa did the UI for the health and the ammo pickups. I did the concepts for where we had a shopkeeper concept, but I don't think that was implemented either. And you know, fully fictional, because it's in this fictional experiment, this fictional like virtual world, everything just seems more fantastical or just crazy even. And these are the weapon concepts that I did for the game. And then these are some of the assets, so some of the essentially background assets, a lot of the planes. So the only ones I designed are in the top right, but everything else was designed. So a lot of the farm weed, forest plants, a lot of those like aesthetics for the setting of the levels are done by Alyssa. And these are the 3D assets made by Midday, and really wonderfully done. And it was also, what was yours?
I had no experience with Blender. This is my first time using it.
So it was really fun just seeing everything come together. And I think that's the last slide. Yes, it is. And then we can show the game.
Where is it?
It's right there.
Oh, that's the zip file.
Oh, okay.
It's very top.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Takes a while to build. You got some crazy visuals.
Yeah, might take a second.
Is there any questions before the game boots up? like initial questions before.
Didn't take so long to learn my.
There's a question here.
Yeah. So here's the dome. Everything just seems more technology based, of course, at the initial start. You can just go around and just play the game.
Yeah, it looks like some of the textures are not loaded that well, but that's okay.
That's okay.
It's fine. So press the button. Oh, it didn't work properly. It's fine. So everything, the whole arena shifts is the main idea. Then enemies spawn and they come at you. So you have to find weapons and try not to get too close to them when they're attacking you. So there's different waves of enemies and different sub-waves as well. Also, I'm doing very poorly right now at this game. Let's find a ranged weapon so I don't keep getting hit by things. Here we got a shotgun. That's quite a nice little pull-out animation. There's the last guy. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have to reload it. Here he is. And then here's our reload animation. Quite nice. So we have some new enemies spawning. These ones are like chicken pigs. They're kind of like, there's something wrong with this simulation, you know?
Something very like eerie is going on.
Like we got some logs that we can throw.
Oh, nice.
That didn't make me spin yet.
You didn't make that spin yet?
We have our ammo counter in the bottom left, as you see. So let's get this chicken pig thing. Let's get him. Oh, froze for a second. 5 more enemies. 4 more. See if we can find them. Yeah, first level is a little bit, it's a little long. Oh, wait, we got more ammo. So now our shotgun's full, and we have more ammo here. I think I might have accidentally submitted a slightly older build, which is funny, but it's fine. It still works. The keyboard. Let me go back for a second.
There was also supposed to be a third enemy type, but I was asleep and I forgot that the sprites for the enemies was not a transparent background. So that was my fault. It was also my first time making video game assets and animations.
3 more enemies somewhere. Here we go.
I have 9 health though.
I have 9 health. If one of these guys drops a health pack, it's only a 10% chance.
Gamble on it.
No. Oh. I really wanted to show you the next area. Do you think we can speed run through it?
I think you can speed run through it.
There you go. See, they're supposed to come out on the ground like that. The on the later build that I apparently forgot to put in, it does do that. I'm just gonna grab this shotgun and we're just gonna go really quick through it.
Okay.
And so you guys can see the second level at least. So yeah, everything is also a dynamic obstacle. I'm not sure if they're working right now, but they were at one point, avoiding all the trees and avoiding all of the barn and fences and stuff. So, there is sound effects, yes.
But it's very quiet right now.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so quiet.
Oh, is there a question? They were first. Okay.
Your combination of 2D and 3D assets is really impressive. How difficult was it to represent those 2D assets in a 3D space?
Okay, I guess Lily implemented the 2D assets really well. So essentially with the art direction, I was essentially creating this art direction for the 2D sprite animations, and I wanted something like a little sketchy because 1, they're easier to work with, and 2, it kind of gives that like rustic style. I feel like it gives that eerie style if something's like sketchy, something's doesn't look complete in a sense. So a lot of the textures like of the guns And a lot of the enemies, of course, have like really wild designs. And the way that they're implemented in the game itself, this is honestly my first time seeing the game. I literally stayed up. I was working constantly on the animations. Like, I didn't realize how long it would take, but yes, the animations are all hand-drawn frame by frame. And there was like multiple different animated assets. But I trusted Lily that the style will carry over to the game, and I'm glad it looks really good here. So, and as for the art style, you see those like orangey blue outlines? That was actually something I did in a whim because I felt the black outline was boring. And for the weapons, when you see them being thrown, or when you use the shotgun, or the rake, if you use the rake, you see the outlines being present so that it's an attack indicator. So I thought it would be nice to implement that rather than having each frame have it. This is also for time. And then next question.
Oh yeah, kind of in a similar vein, but I noticed you guys have a very like kind of Doom, early Doom, boomer shooter kind of thing. What was is that an inspiration for you guys, or what were you thinking the inspired Maxes?
That's why it's named Dome in all caps.
Yeah.
So we finished our wave finally. So if I press the button again, all the old stuff is going to fade out and all the new stuff is going to fade in.
Yes. This is where the shift happens. A lot of the shift happens outside of the character's control, which was the point of the narrative, is that the way that our character is being treated. I love the yellow.
Some new weapons in this world and some new enemies.
And the way that the...
Sorry, how many of the shifts are there?
There was supposed to be 3, as I mentioned before, but we only have 2 right now. But you can shift to the desert after, there's just no enemies, right?
We found a crossbow.
Crossbow. Yeah.
That's the crossbow. Nostalgic types.
Yeah, nostalgic types, which again, the rustic features, the 2D hand-drawn animation.
Anybody who's like kind of a fan of like indie hand-drawn style games, like stylized stuff.
That's also why we implemented the black lines in the 3D modeling, which looks really nice.
It also takes a little bit of time to find enemies and stuff, so people who want to kill time, it's kind of arcadey, so it has that nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
There they are.
Any more questions?
Yes, sorry, last one. The maps, the locations of the items are set, like from what I saw, but are the enemies then generated randomly, or is that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of random, these guys are really mean. Very fast, but they don't have a lot of help. Alright, well, yeah, those are the first 2 levels. I don't know why. I'm going to see if maybe I can figure out why the music isn't working, and I'm not getting any sound from it whatsoever.
I think it's just quiet. I think that's everything. Do you guys have anything to add? No?
Because
yeah.
I played my package version, so you sound fine.
Well, you get to play it during the playtesting period, you can hear the sound then.
Yeah, and that should be everything.
Maybe if I launch it again. Music.
It's not the web, right? Because I didn't use the web app.
No idea why it's not wanting to play the music, but I have the music if anybody wants to hear it. It does have sound effects.
We got 2 more teams, and then you'll be able to hear all that music during the playtesting period. Alright, next team is Zoom Zoom Carre.
Hello. This is Zoom Zoom Carre. Is it? I think. It's a racing game where you play as a car. And
So we had 6 people in total work on the game, but there were some scheduling issues, hardware and software issues that did affect development. So I'm Atlantis. I did programming and a little bit of art assets at the very beginning that mostly became temporary assets that affected to the actual designers.
I'm Will. Me and Melissa, who's not here, did most of the visual art.
And I'm Xavier. I did the music.
This is just a brief outline of our planning stage. To incorporate the theme of shifting, we thought what shifted, right? Cars, obviously, and then we thought about transformations like werewolves and other aspects of that. So what we landed on was a racing game similar to Mario Kart where you could get power-ups that turn you into car people, where you have a car head and a person body, and you either crawl or run around the track. So this is it's mostly in concept. We had a lot of issues with implementation, and we didn't fully get around to the running around and moving aspects. We had most of the physics down for the car, but we have our asset made up there. This one has eyes, teeth, and it has variable colors based off of user preference, as well as a track. And these are also two more animations that we had in the user backlog that never fully got implemented. But you can see the visions that we had. So once you set to play the game, you get your option of different colored cars, right, which is pretty obvious. And then you have the two different main game modes. Again, they didn't fully get fleshed out that we wanted to. We have partial implementation of the track with other AIs. They're just bigger for reference. And so it's a little zoomed in, but you're slowly speed up, go around. It's very fun crashing into things. The volcano is also not very implemented, but it is a solo kind of trek up a mountain. We had several issues with assets just not working in the overlays. So we have a whole shift. This is a little secret for you. There's a whole different dash mechanic that we have here. So you have to match up the time for dashing, otherwise you'll stall out. But yeah, that's the majority of our game with Zoom Zoom Karne. Are there any questions? The main character design. Well, if we go back to, it was more a team effort. Like if we go back to the slideshow, we had it as our planning phase. I drew out this little model here of the car, and we quickly got behind the fact of the car running and just the main concept behind it as a team.
Yeah, and Mel did the main character model.
Mel was not here. They did an amazing work with the character model, with it running in the idle, and yes.
You guys mentioned like you want to do like Mario Kart power-ups. Where did that end up, and like what were you guys thinking for that?
Well, so that would play into the transition, where
okay.
you'd like run, you'd hit a power up, and then you'd get a smoke cloud, and then you're suddenly running as a giant with a car head, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's our game.
All right, and now the final team to present is Teddy and the Kabooms. Disrespect, tyranny to progress.
So this is DT2D or disregard, disrespect. platformer, and the idea is that you shift from like the real world, where you're just this kid who's really heavy and hard to move, into the graffiti world, where you can jump really high. And the idea is you can only collect like things in the real world if you're in the real world, but the graffiti world is full of hazards. So like these guys hurt you. But if you want, like that lightning bolt there is something that's only in the graffiti world, so you have to touch it as graffiti, but then it makes coins, and the coins are the ones you have to collect in the real world, but you have to be graffiti to reach them. And the idea is to just sort of disrespect Derek to progress. You can see up top how many you've got left to do, so I've got 2 and 4. Yeah, this is, I'm Teddy, I did all the programming. This is Lisa, she did all the art. And then Catherine, who's invisible, did all the music and sound, including the really jazzy tune you're listening to now, and also the really groovy tune you hear when you go into the world. It changes a little bit.
Yeah, I made all the art that you see on the screen, like the sprites in the background, and the text, and the UI.
Yeah. There's 3 levels. Yeah. It turned out pretty well. Our idea was like shifting between the real world and the painterly graffiti world.
Question? I used Clip Studio Paint. I forget there was someone else here who used Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, you did? Okay, yeah. I made all the sprites in the animation section and then copy-pasted it to a sprite sheet so that Teddy could implement them as an animated sprite for when it goes into the game. Sorry? If you make the canvas really small, then it turns into pixel art if you turn the aliasing off. Yeah.
What do you use the money for? Is it like a sport thing?
Tracking. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
It'll tell you at the end how many points you collected, and that's pretty much the entire goal.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, when you're graffiti, you can't like go past the bounds of the building you're in.
Another question?
I understand the music person wasn't here, but for the music, is it just 2 completely separate audio tracks of the song playing at the same time?
It's actually one, and then it switches to the other one and changes the playhead. I was going to do the 2 playing at the same time, but the other one was kind of easier. It is. Oh yeah, and then the tracks were written so that they could be played at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And she also made all the sound effects that are in the game as well.
Yes. Which I think we haven't been hearing some of the subtle sounds tonight, but yeah, I really like going into the world sound and collecting all the little things.
Yeah, kind of like a splash sound when you go into the wall, and then like a zap sound when you get the bonus lightning bolt.
Those guys shoot.
Yeah.
You can go into doors. I forgot to mention you can go into doors and then the window tells you where you are.
Another question? I think it's probably just for realism. And I think it introduces a good mechanic and more difficulty because if you could change into graffiti all the time, the levels would be really easy, but this way it makes you think of what platform you can reach on the wall instead of just being able to go around the whole world jumping really fast and running really fast.
Yeah, it's kind of a puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our game.
There's 3 levels. I made them all this morning.
round. That was amazing. This was the last presentation.
What you doing? Look at this first one. Look at this first one. What is your goal here? You think it's to light them all at the same time. No, it's actually just things. That's not. Do you think it would have helped if you had yeah, that's the idea I have. So you see here already, that's what I did. You can't click on these stars and you're already immediately given the answer. I see where you're going. What you're trying to do. Yeah, that's how you each player in color without telling.
That's really cool.
We're getting our game set up, so you can see very shortly that we will have it rocking and rolling. And close-up shots.
Yeah, on the hand.
Oh, thank you.
I like your jacket.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nice. Okay, do an outfit check. Spin. Spin.
But you know, it works really well with the corduroy and the leather. You know what?
It's a chain.
Yeah, and we got the gold canvas.
Nice. Not even a game jam anymore. It's a fashion game jam. Oh, damn!
Yeah.
What are we summoning with his hand? Do it!
What can I do for this one? I think literally we'll just do this one. Oh my god! Oh my goodness.
My goal is to make people uncomfortable.
Oh, it's working. It's working.
Thank you. Oh my god, you always make us say, we the people need to be entertained. You are the content. Just to say, you're just shaking. Dance right now. Oh my god, this is so funny. I'm stalking what you're looking at. Better not be searching anything fishy. This is going on social media. What's going on over here? Let me see.
Playtesting.
I vlog. Welcome to our game. And this is going on social media. Sorry. When they hire you, this is what they're gonna see when they search your name. My art, everything there. They did all the freaking like monster art because I suck at doing monsters. Yay! What's over here?
Oh, this one.
Oh, I see. What are you eating? Sponsor. Thanks. Okay, now go like this.
No.
No, like this. Like the cute.
That has to be the.
Say hi. Say hi. pizza. Okay, hold on. You have to eat your pizza too. Together, you eat. I haven't eaten since this morning. Very good. Yum. Very good cheese. I'll give it maybe 10 out of 10. Oh, okay, okay, wait.
I asked him, I was like, since you wasn't here in the morning, I was like, accepted.
This is the pin. Guys, MacEwan, get down. Pin it to your pizza. I'm eating it! Oh my god, it's this. Hi everyone. I hope people like my game and I hope other people like each other's games. And I hope we're all friends in the end of this. No hatred, no rivalry, you know, just love, just having fun. Yep. Every part you go. Oh my god. I didn't. I love how everyone's like scared of me filming. Serious videography mode. Oh, I see. We got someone shy.
Oh, you just tapped.
I'm sorry. Okay, do a quick mukbang. Alright, I'm gonna 360 while you're eating. Voluntold. Ow.
Why is everyone recording me?
I don't know, you're here.
Go watch the game.
Look, education is happening.
Educate the masses. This is going on YouTube.
Bidet, are you teaching?
I am.
Cool. I was using the camera. I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright.
Yeah. What are you teaching?
I'm showing how to import reference images into Blender.
That's sick. Okay, I'm gonna go.
What is that?
Coupon.
Ah!
It's tickets. Ooh.
Tickets. I've angled it too. Oh shit! I angled it too, so it's like.
Hey chat, we're live at MGDC and chat, should I kill Nathan? Hey, type 1 if yes, type 2 if definitely.
So that cat song that. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. Rocking the rainbow cup, the fanny pack, the clean white shirt.
love and support the Game Dev Club. And then the banner at the back. Hey! Now kiss, actually. Don't worry, I got you all. I'm taking videos of all the right angles. Okay, now eat the pizza.
I was giving the camera, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna get over the shoulder shots, that's it. I'm gonna do it for us.
pizza shop was. It's a video, so.
I see. You're so fancy.
And now it's time for the pizza. What's on your hand?
On my hand?
This hand.
Oh. A bunch of ice. Not actually. Delicious. I wish I could taste
You're the content.
The content?
Perform!
Look at the games.
Perform!
The game's the thing. This is the cool one.
Where's the game?
The game?
Point to the game.
Point. Follow the thing. Go right over his shoulder, right beside his arm. The paper please game. I forget the name.
I didn't know that until like I was
Where's your pizza?
Water is not from the sponsor. It's from
Hey Sam, how's it going? Hey John. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. We're following this guy. He has a nice car.
Have you checked out this game yet?
Yeah, I did. buy Charger Man.
I'm not taking a picture, it's just, I guess I just gotta be less shaky. Dude, I've been, you're sniping. It feels like, that's actually how I was thinking of it. I'm like controlling my breathing and shit.
Hey, come on, we're scoring over
The judges.
I'm not a judge.
Okay, I'll just cut you out in the video then.
Put a black box.
Like redacted. Behind the scenes. She's a heartbreaker. I'm a boy. Or he's a heartbreaker. Go to next year's game jam. Everyone join that little nerdy ass gaming club. I'm doing so many close-ups.
Yeah. I hope people like my game.
Alright, people, please take your seats. It is time to announce the winners. Alright, everyone ready? Judges, can you please come up on stage with me? All of you have worked so hard, there's been so much passion and dedication to these past 72 hours. Now
I think getting a little tired actually.
give all of you a round of applause.
Wait, actually, wait, let me.
Alright, and now, for the winners, our president, Ryan Bernard. The judges have written your name
Drum roll.
on these envelopes. And now,
Roommate one.
when I call out your name, please go to Karne and step in there, collect your prizes, and then come up on stage and get a picture with the judges. All right. And in third place, the recipient of
Drum roll.
stickers and certificates from IEEE is
What is this music?
I know. What do I expect?
Something will happen. Something will happen.
Cubit mouse, and IEEE certificate is disrespect tyranny to progress. Finally, when Game Jam 2026, it's it up, stickers, mugs, Game Jam posters, rolling rolls on this spot, lots of things, and IEEE certificates. Yes! Wait, can you open it? No!
Oh my god!
But first, let's take a group picture. Come on, everyone. Just line up down here.
Yeah, thanks guys.